Imagine this. It's Saturday morning, you have no responsibilities, no school, no chores. It's just you, your favorite console, and a game that you could play for hours without getting tired. Life is good. But unfortunately, long gone are those days when things were so simple. But hey, it's always nice to remember, and at least we can still play the games that left a mark on us. So get ready, because in today's video, I'm taking you back in time when gaming felt truly magical. Here are the 10 games that will always be enjoyable and nostalgic. Number 10. Star Wars Racer Revenge. If you grew up with a PS2, then you probably know this title. Star Wars Racer Revenge came out in 2002 and took everything that made Star Wars Episode 1 Racer a super fun play and cranked it up to insane levels. I'm talking about faster speeds and way more intense crashes. But my favorite thing about it was probably the fact that you weren't just fighting for the number 1 spot. Oh no, this thing was far more serious. You were battling for survival. One wrong move and boom! You're having fun eating the Tatooine sand. So yeah, it's safe to say that if you mastered this game, you got god tier reflexes. No joke. Number 9. Jak X Combat Racing. If you cared about keeping your friends, then this game wasn't for you. But man was it fun. In 2005, Naughty Dog came out with this piece that surprised many of us who grew up with Jak and Dexter. I think I can speak for many of us when I say that we weren't expecting them to suddenly put out a high-speed death race game. But I gotta thank them for it, because I had so much fun. Now I know what you might be thinking, there's no way this game beats some of the current titles, but don't let the cartoony look fool you. There are very few games that can make me feel like I'm in a life or death type of race. And this is one of them. The AI is so good that one moment you could be leading the pack, feeling like you're gonna make it. And the next minute, out of nowhere, some dude behind you sends you to last place, all because he launched a frickin' missile at you. The only not so great thing I could point out is that the game lacked innovation, and it felt repetitive after a while. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Number 8. True Crimes New York City. Man, let me tell you something. I swear, True Crimes New York City was something else. Who didn't want to feel like a badass detective walking down the gritty streets of New York City? For a game released in 2005, it's pretty detailed. And as much as people want to say it's a GTA ripoff, I disagree. True Crime New York City had its own thing going on. And while it was similar in the sense that you could go anywhere you like, here, the approach wasn't causing chaos, but instead cleaning the city from all the bad. Although, well, you could technically choose to do the opposite of good. And I'm not gonna lie, I may have taken a few bribes here, and that's okay. That was part of the fun. I really enjoyed playing as Marcus Reed, an ex-gangster turned cop. It was so intimidating. Yeah, it had its bugs. Oh god, it had so many bugs. But there's something special about it. The coolest thing is that they had real crime consultants to make the story feel more authentic. So I definitely would play this game again. Number 7. God of War 3. For a game that came out in 2010, this was an absolute mind-blowing masterpiece. I still believe it's one of the best games ever created. And unlike many games that bore you with some of the most pointless storylines, this one starts strong. There's a full-blown out war in Mount Olympus. Titans and gods are fighting, and then in a moment of suspense, when Poseidon shows up. Like, how doesn't that sound epic? The boss fight is immaculate. It is literally everything you want from a fight. Just imagine the wildness of beating down the god of the sea. To this day, I still consider the Poseidon fight to be legendary and a must-play experience. Number 6. Sonic Heroes. If you grew up in the 2000s, you definitely remember this game that got released in 2003. And while there are plenty of Sonic games, to me this one still remains the most fun to play. The cool thing about it is instead of playing as a signature character, you can control the whole squad. I can't explain to you how awesome it is to switch between Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails. But not everyone agrees. Some people got rid of the other 2 characters just to focus on one. Which is fair enough, but crazy. Now what I think a lot of us can agree on is that the soundtrack is top tier. Weeknd still lives rent-free in my head. And the cool fact is, this is the first Sonic game to be released on multiple platforms, which definitely helped drive so many sales. It literally sold over 5 million copies and was the best seller on all the consoles it was released on. but let me know if you think it deserves all this popularity. Number 5. Transformers War for Cybertron. If you were a Transformers fan in 2010, you know this game was everything. War for Cybertron wasn't just some cash grab game that used the popularity of the movies to make a sale. This was a legit, well thought out game with a third person shooter that let you experience the full chaos of the Autobot and Decepticon war. I can't explain to you how cool it is to transform mid-fight. Literally, go experience it for yourself. Number 4. Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. If you ever played the first one, you know they cranked up the intensity in this sequel, and I enjoyed it so much. It came out in 2010 and offered a more personal story for the protagonist, Star Killer. But in my opinion, this time the game really emphasized that sweet Jedi power fantasy. I mean, what can I say? I was so happy when I was able to manipulate stormtroopers. The combos for combining lightsaber attacks with force powers were also cool, and the puzzle solving part was fun. Now the reviews were a bit mixed. Some people did say while the graphics were great, the story wasn't strong enough. But honestly, when you're slicing through Imperial troops and tossing them around like ragdolls, who really cares about some minor plot twists, right? Number 3. Infamous. Man, Infamous brings back so many good memories. This game came out in 2009, and it had us playing as Cole McGrath. He was just your average Joe until boom, a freak explosion turns you into a walking lightning rod. And from that moment on, well, it's your choice to be the city savior or its worst nightmare. Guess how I chose to play? Anyways, this open world was everything. Climbing buildings, gliding across power lines, launching bolts of lightning at enemies. It was so much fun. I can even forgive them for having questionable graphics. And the moral choices you had to make. They really wanted to test me. Saving people was very nice, but wanting to fry them for more power made me question my morality. So yeah, you were rewarded for being a total menace. The story was nice too. The plot twist at the end left me speechless. And honestly, I feel like we need more games that will make you feel like you're earning your powers. You know what I mean? Number 2. Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 came out in 2004, and contrary to what you think, this wasn't just another superhero game. This was the first game to make me feel like I can actually be a hero. Not just any hero, Spider-Man. For fans, this was a dream come true. But even if you didn't particularly vibe with him, you could still enjoy it. The web swinging, definitely unmatched. You couldn't just press a button and expect all the work to be done. You had to make sure each web was attached to a building, and the momentum was crucial. I mean, a real physicist was involved, so you know it had to be good. And number 1, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. For many of us, Dragon Ball Z holds a special place in our hearts. So naturally, when this game came out in 2007, fans lost their minds. Just think about this, we had over 160 characters to choose from. Every Saiyan, villain, fusion, just think about one and it was probably there. And the combat was total chaos, in the best way possible. Going at full speed to then teleport behind your opponent and throw a final Kamehameha is so epic. And let's be real, if your friends didn't fight over Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, were they really your friends to begin with? In the end, it is all about how these games may hold some good memories from our past, and how they can still be fun to play. But let me know in the comments if you played any of these games. And be sure to subscribe and drop a like to support the channel. As for me, I'll catch y'all in the next one.